Labdien, nice to see you, and nice to be talking after Kati. We are the Finnish task force today in Riga. So I will be talking about creatives in cross-sectorial collaborations for well-being and sustainable futures. And I was thinking that I would first talk briefly about Northern Dimension Partnership on Culture, and then give a few case examples how we work with these topics, and then a bit bridge to the future, what is ahead of us and what we need. But just wanted to share, it was nice to hear Kati's background. I will just, in a nutshell, tell a bit, like I come here with the title of expert in arts-based innovation and how you sort of grow into that. My background is in performing arts, and already as a performance artist, I was really keen on understanding how arts could have a stronger stance and role in our societal developments. And from that artistic perspective, I started collaborating with organizations and with professionals from other fields, trying to find out how we can work through art for making more sense. And I've been mentoring a lot of artists from different fields and grown into being, you could say, an intermediary, an enabler, an advocate for how artists work with in cross collaborations and how arts and culture makes a sense, a meaning in creating sustainable futures. I facilitate forward networks, produce knowledge, develop methodologies, facilitate practices. I'm interested about this in all possible levels, you could say. And also working on my PhD research in University of Lapland Faculty of Arts related to these same topics. I've been with NDPC for, this is my 4th year. I commute from Helsinki, but love Riga, and always pleasure to be here. And maybe before I start, I would like to ask, how many of you know NDPC from before? Interesting. Yes, so I will let you know a bit about our work. If the slide, yes, it changes. So we are a secretariat that has a focus on how to bridge art and culture to sustainable development. We are big believers that arts and culture have a really great meaning in this sustainability shift. But it's not an idea, it's actually something very practical that we work with. We are a joint public partnership of 10 countries. And ministries of cultures of these 10 countries are our primary stakeholders. Also, we are really happy to say that since last summer, Ukraine has joined our partnership as an observer country. So we are also looking forward how we can support peers in Ukraine. We have only one secretariat, and it's here in Riga. And as for today, we are 6 persons working. I am working with my 5 Latvian colleagues. We work very much project-based. We have a very small base funding from our ministries of cultures, and we fundraise, and we work with projects to enable this mission, to be able to work in practice for this cause. And today we have 9 different projects with more than 70 partners, not only around Northern Europe, but Europe in more wide. So collaboration for synergy and partnership is very much in the core of our operations. And we utilize 5 different fundings as it is today. Maybe some of you is thinking that is NDPC providing funding. Actually, no, we are utilizing project fundings, but if you see an open call where we actually provide some funding, then that's related to a project that comes with an opportunity also for practitioners. And that's actually something we do quite often, that when we get a funding, we have some small piloting projects that we want to do with practitioners and offer funding for these pilots. So these kind of open calls you can see on quite regular basis. Another kind of opportunities that we have is expert opportunities. We are on continuous basis looking for experts that can join our mission as an external resource, and this kind of open calls is also something that we launch on a regular basis. So I would support you in having a look in our website and also follow our newsletter. But I was thinking that I could just show, these are few of our partners that we work with around Europe. And not only these partnerships, but also we are part of really important networks around, I would say EIT KIC as one, we are there as an associated partner, but networks like Culture Action Europe, which is the biggest umbrella network for advocating for arts and culture, or On the Move, which is supporting the mobility of artists. We are taking part, I would say, I think it's 7 or 8 different very pivotal networks, and that's also one reason why to be connected to NDPC, because we also want to share the knowledge we have in these networks and the opportunities they bring. So coming now to this topic of well-being and sustainability through arts and culture, actually cross-sectoral collaborations is very clearly stated in our mission and in our strategy. And we actually do think that it's the cross-collaboration with artists and cultural actors that actually enable a lot of the sustainability and the shift that we need. It's about stepping out from these silos and the professional traditions to format new kinds of alliances. And in our strategy, I don't know where I need to point this to work. It's a bit like random. No?
Laser more than the arrow.
Laser? Arrow, yes. Thank you, I'm learning. Okay, so this is our first strategic goal from our current strategy, which is that we are a knowledge broker and an accelerator of initiatives linking the culture creative sector with other sectors. And how this works, so it is actually about advocating, it is about skill building, it is about producing new knowledge, it is about testing different methodologies and practices, transmitting them, it is about networking, about knowledge sharing, it has a lot of different layers, and we are happy that we are very free in finding the way what is meaningful for this cause. So I want to bring in 2 examples of projects that are currently ongoing, and this comes now to the question of well-being and health issues. Almost half of our projects consider somehow arts and health and arts and well-being, and it's not a coincidence. It's also, you can see, it's the most prominent cross-collaboration for artists and cultural actors, prominent in the meaning that it has been acknowledged in different policies, different fundings, skill building activities. It has already decades of history and legacy in how to structure that in European sphere. And now we are seeing the benefits of it. It's understood, there is continuity, there's sustainability in this work, and we see it as one branch of this cross-collaboration. And also like a really interesting example that with policies, with fundings, with knowledge building, with skill building, with research, we can create and support this kind of new cross-collaborative formats. So arts and health is something we work a lot with, and this is a Creative Europe project we are running called Awake, Arts and Wellbeing as a Creative Business and Future Livelihood. And here we are looking at this sector not only as the interesting content it brings, but actually as a field of prominent work. And what does this field create as an opportunity for arts and cultural actors? We are talking a lot about sporadic initiatives with very low funding, but how could this field be a provider of some more sustainable livelihoods? So this is what we are exploring in this project by skill building and also doing benchmarking of best entrepreneurial cases that already show what kind of business opportunities this sector can provide for the artists and cultural actors. And I want to invite you actually on the 25th of March, there is a casebook launch event which shares these 5 best case examples from Europe in a casebook format. And I was actually thinking our head of secretariat, Datse, who is leading this Creative Europe, if you want to say something more. No, but maybe on the coffee break you can have a word because she knows best the Awake project. Okay, but another project I want to share with you, this is with Interreg Baltic Sea region funding called CCI for Change. And here we are working with behavioral change of citizens related to energy consumption reduction, where local authorities can drive innovative partnership with creatives to work with citizens, to engage with citizens with these quite complex issues as energy reduction. And here we are talking about the attitudes and mindsets that actually would need to shift for a more sustainable approach, and how the local authorities can actually have a stance and work with creatives. So we are creating a collaboration model, and here we are talking a lot about intermediaries, what is needed in between the creatives and the local authorities to make a collaboration fruitful. Intermediary is something that we work quite a lot with at the NDPC, this role of experts that is needed to bridge, to produce, to translate, to build a common ground when we are talking about these cross collaborations. And here as well, I would like to invite you to an event which is coming up in May, both online but in Jurmala at the Labbūtības library, because Jurmala municipality has been one of our partners in this venture. So we will launch this collaboration model for anybody to get inspired and use. And this is on the 8th of May. But I wanted to conclude with a bit next steps and future insights. We've been producing new knowledge also about the stance of these cross collaborations, because we know that they are not very well acknowledged in policies, in fundings, in developments. It's actually so that the arts and culture, the traditional sphere, can be understood, but when we are looking at the arts and culture in cross collaborations, it's something so marginal, so innovative, so like hard to grasp, that it's actually not well acknowledged in strategies. So we made a quite extensive report, or you could say we benchmark how is this acknowledged in European strategies and by the practitioners. 59 survey respondents and over 30 deep interviews gave good insight about what is the state of play. And we were looking at these creative cross innovations that we defined. It's a one way to define that artists and creatives step into a collaboration with other fields, and this was especially in our focus. So we found these pitfalls in policy making, that we are in these silos, like Kati said, and it's a very sort of diversified field, but the use of word creativity is very vague. We could see this lack of competencies and capacities to come into intersectoral collaborations. We could see lack of awareness, like vague language. We don't know what we are meaning, who's talking about what. And all of this leads to that there's sort of this practice is not established. There's a lot of potential, and everything anyhow like develops quite stiffly. So what we would then suggest to be done, and this comes to policies. So there's something that individual actors can do, but we actually need the policymakers to acknowledge these practices. We came with quite many policy recommendations, and I won't talk about all of them, but just I would mention 3 points. It is about these intermediary functions, the public and the private ones, to see who are the ones who can actually facilitate forward these cross collaborations. It is about funding instruments. Who funds this? I'm interested in EIT KIC, how it funds cross collaborations that are quite exploratory still. And then it is about embracing a client and market driven perspective. And what we mean by this, let's say in the example of arts and health, we need to listen to the health sector, the well-being sector, how they create the access, what they need. And we need to sort of step out of our arts and culture creative bubble to really listen to the client, or in these collaborations with the municipalities, how could they actually work with this? What do they need, the creatives, step into what kind of collaboration. So there's a lot of this client perspective that we need to embrace. I think that was 15 minutes, so thank you for this, and hoping to connect, and hope you follow up on us, and we get a chance to also collaborate. Thank you.